Welcome back to your weekly Roar podcast, where we break down the ideas, systems, and technologies shaping the decentralized future.
Today's episode is focused on a powerful new framework called Proof of Truth, or POT. That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, that's awesome. I think, like you always say, the headlines write themselves, right? The marketing is going to do its own work. I mean, y'all, we're calling it that. This is our concept. So this is not out there. This is a new concept, proof of truth, what, people are going to call pot and they'll make fun of it, but I love that truth. We're going to walk through the white paper step by step that we're releasing and explore what this means for AI, blockchain, and the evolution of the internet.
And more importantly, how concepts like this align with where the Roar ecosystem is heading.
All right, let's do it, Brandon. Dig in, man. Tell us the problem.
So modern artificial intelligence systems are dominated by large-scale models operating within centralized infrastructure. While these systems are powerful, they introduce structural weaknesses that are becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. These include opacity in training data, bias amplification, centralized control, and the ability to alter or suppress narratives. At the same time, objective truth itself is beginning to collapse. Algorithmic curation, platform censorship, manipulated data, and synthetic media, such as deepfakes, are reshaping how information is perceived. The result is fragmented reality, where truth is no longer universally agreed upon.
So what's the solution to this problem? Proof of truth. Proof of truth introduces a decentralized verification framework that anchors data, events, and knowledge to immutable blockchain records. You can already see it kind of lends itself to it, guys. Everything in Bitcoin is already proven true. This ensures cryptographic timestamping, tamper-resistant storage, consensus-driven validation, and permissionless access. Within this system, truth is no longer abstract. It becomes measurable, provable, and stored. It becomes an asset. And more importantly, a rewarded behavior. This is where things begin to align with broader Web3 systems like Roar, where incentives, validation, and participation all converge into economic design. Truth in this model becomes a core primitive, like compute or energy.
And so then we need to talk about an architectural shift from LLMs to SLM mesh networks. Traditional large language models are powerful, but inefficient, centralized, and difficult to verify. Proof of Truth proposes a shift towards specialized language models, SLMs, organized and in a distributed mesh network. Each model focuses on a specific domain, finance, law, science, etc. These models operate independently but validate each other's outputs. This creates redundancy, increases accuracy, and eliminates single points of failure. Together, they form what can be described as a decentralized hive mind. And this concept mirrors where decentralized infrastructure is going, including systems like Roarchain, where distributed coordination replaces centralized control.
Let's talk about the oracle layer, what we call the idiot savant model. At the center of this system sits the idiot savant oracle, not a model designed to know everything, but one designed to orchestrate everything. It's better known as an orchestrator than an oracle. We still need human oracles. It routes queries, aggregates outputs, and anchors results to verifiable data. It acts as a coordinator, validator, and arbitrator, whatever. On lands I can't speak. Resolving conflicts, ensuring alignment, maintaining integrity is its purpose. What makes this powerful is its constraint. Its constraint, not its reach. Limited general knowledge, but highly efficient orchestration. This dramatically reduces hallucination risk. So we've been utilizing this. This actually works as a function. We've created it utilizing even other AI. This is a key principle that can be extended into systems like Roracle, where orchestration and single aggregation matter more than raw model size. And let's be honest, it already is.
So then we talk about blockchain as the truth layer. Blockchain serves as the foundation of proof of truth. It provides immutability, transparency, and distributed consensus. Every recorded event becomes permanent, verifiable, and globally accessible. This introduces a new paradigm. History is no longer written by centralized authorities. It is verified by the network. And for ecosystems like Roarchain, that becomes critical because it's not just about transactions, it's about verifiable state, verifiable activity, and eventually verifiable truth.
And let me tell you, in the modeling we've built, in some of the MVPs we've worked on, we've actually built in mechanisms so that if they're bad actors, things are slashed and resistance against Sybil or denial of service attacks. So what does this mean? It means that you're a bad player, you're trying to screw with the truth, you get knocked out. So this is important. This takes away a lot of the old adage, to the victor is the writing of history. And that's not the truth anymore. It's verifiable with consensus. So proof of truth then becomes almost a currency. I'm making an argument that truth in the future will be more valuable than money. And I know that sounds crazy here in the now, but I've been in this long enough and I'm old enough to say that I've seen enough that truth is more and more becoming more valuable than even money in our current day and time. So in this model, truth becomes an economic asset purposefully. It is scarce because verification requires consensus. It is valuable because decisions depend on it. It is transferable because it can be reused. This opens the door to incentive systems. And believe me, we worked on some models, we've MVP'd this. It is exciting. Validators are rewarded, false data is penalized, participation is aligned with integrity. This is where token design becomes extremely powerful and aligns closely with how systems like Roar are evolving, where staking, validation, participation all tie into value creation, not extractive behavior.
So the next thing to talk about is decentralized storage and data integrity. Proof of truth requires a resilient storage layer. Data must be distributed, redundant, and tamper resistant. Technologies like IPFS, ROE, even Filecoin make this possible. They ensure long term availability and censorship resistance. This is the persistence layer, the memory of the system. And it complements blockchain and AI in the same way infrastructure layers are being built across the Roar ecosystem.
Now, let's be clear. Speaking to that, we have already trained AI to limit its personality, its conversations, and its activity, and learn from its interactions based on metadata in an NFT. So we have verifiable data locked permanently in blockchain, and whether or not there's a little graphic there, the data in that chain will always be there, and it communicates with it for access and controls what is truth in the realm of that AI and informs and trains it. This is powerful. We've already proven the model. Governance and anti centralization principles. Let's talk about that. Proof of truth is built on permissionless participation and decentralized validation. No single entity controls the system. Validator power is distributed, protocols are transparent, participation is open. This is critical to preventing capture, and it reflects the same philosophy behind decentralized systems like Roar, where long term resilience depends on removing central points of failure.
And so, some use cases that we need to talk about the applications of proof of truth are broad and impactful. Immutable historical records, AI systems with verified inputs, transparent financial systems, trusted media and journalism. Each of these represents a major shift in how systems operate, and together they form the foundation for a new type of internet, one built on verification instead of assumption.
All right, let's engage the elephant in the room, the challenges and open questions that are out there. So, despite its potential, there are challenges: scalability, standardization, handling subjective truth, governance of disputes. All those are challenging. We are already building with those challenges in mind. We see challenges as opportunities in disguise. So know this, we're calling them out and we've already addressed a number of them. I didn't even talk about what we have addressed in the storage layer. That's going to be leaked later. We are not looking at these as trivial problems. They are the exact problems that define the next generation of decentralized systems. That's why we're working on them. And solving them is what separates theory from real world adoption.
So, looking ahead, the proof of truth outlines a clear direction: AI operating on verifiable data, truth secured cryptographically, history that cannot be rewritten. This is not just an upgrade, it's a shift in foundation, and it aligns directly with where decentralized infrastructure like the Roar chain is heading.
You know, proof of truth represents a fundamental shift in how humanity defines and interacts with truth generally. By combining blockchain, decentralized storage, and mesh based intelligence, a new system emerges, one where truth is no longer controlled, it is proven. I want to end with saying this. Even as we were putting this together to talk about this podcast and the script today, we're feeding this back to our own AI, the white paper, and everything that I've spent my life now putting together in notebooks and journals, and currently writing and documenting and verifying and writing code for. As we put all that stuff together, the AI came back and said, "Do you realize what you've done?" Which we kind of did, but it's fun when it recognizes. It said, "You're creating a new layer for a new internet." To be honest, we're not trying to replace Web 1, Web 2, or Web 3, but we do want to address the challenges that AI has with its own hallucinations and the problems with its bias. And this will do it in a blink. These are verifiable, decentralized rails that control the future of AI without a government putting in regulations and trackers that break into the privacy of your data. We do not need a digital ID that verifies your date of birth so you can use social media and AI. What we need is tools that regulate and control the AI outside of folks that can be corrupted. We need something that has integrity, and it ain't Congress. And that's where I want to leave you today with this thought. Thank you for being on your weekly roar, because we're just rabble rousers like that. Brandon, thanks for being on. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, everybody.